What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we got a fucking banger. Alright, welcome to the month of July. We banging out the uploads this month. No cap, no joke. Drop a like if you enjoy. Let's dive into it. So, we've got a very highly requested substance review here. DXM, cough meds, cold meds, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Any sort of medication with DXM in it. We're talking about that shit today. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let's dive right into it. So, I want to start off by saying that this is probably one of the most, fucked drugs I'm going to talk about. I hate DXM, and we're going to get to that, and I try not to be biased in these reviews. I really try to avoid it, but DXM is a drug that I feel the need to, go forward before I even start this and say that this shit blows, so don't do this shit. But either way, let's get into the pros. Now, the pros of DXM... It's a disassociative if you look at that as a pro. That's more subjective than anything. It's easy to get and use. That's a big pro. It is very easy, but it can also be a con. But, I guess convenience is a pro. The chemical itself, right? Or the molecule, whatever the fuck you want to call it. DXM itself is safe, which is another pro, right? And I say DXM itself because very specifically that one ingredient is safe. That's the thing that gets you high. However, it's more often than not, paired with shit that isn't safe. And I'll get to that on the cons list. And the final pro, if you guys couldn't tell, there's not many here on the DXM review. Really, it's not looking good. We might have to call Steven, but either way, the final pro is that it's cheap. That's really all it's got going for it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this shit sucks. This shit sucks dick, all right? Now let's get to the cons. First and foremost, this is more subjective, I guess. This is personal experience, but I'm throwing this on my cons list. I always feel like a literal fucking zombie the day after. I feel like a piece of shit the day after. I feel like a hollowed out shell of a man the day after. It's terrible. I went through a small phase where I was really into DXM. Thank God that shit's over because that shit sucks, guys. Let me tell you, that shit's horrible. The next con, very difficult to be coherent whatsoever, whether it's thinking, talking, whatever activity you're doing. It's very difficult to do it effectively because how DXM kind of impacts your mind is, for me at least, it took my IQ and cut it by thirds and then gave me one of those thirds back. That's how I look at it. It really just turns you into a fucking idiot. So if you're already not that clever to begin with, you're going to be a real dumbass on this shit. And that sucks. You don't want that. I'll never understand why people would pay money to be a dumbass, That's not a good investment. Not only that, the biggest con on this list, and this is one that I really, really wanted to touch on, it is more often than not, almost every single time, paired with additives that are not safe, okay? So what I mean by that is DXM is pretty much always found in cough meds, whether it's Robitussin, NyQuil, Delsim, Triple C's, whatever you want to, you name it. And the thing is, you got to look at the ingredients, and I'm not encouraging you to do this, but I say if you go and do DXM, look at the ingredients on the box and make sure that the only active ingredient is DXM HBr or DXM, whatever the extended release form is. I don't remember what it is, because there's really common additives called acetaminophen, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and guaifenesin, and each of those things are terribly dangerous. Acetaminophen much more so than the other, and I'm talking really not good for you. Acetaminophen shuts down organs and shit, and guaifenesin fucks up your stomach and makes you vomit. So if you just want to throw up your entire experience within the first 20 minutes, then be my guest, but otherwise I recommend avoiding that. The next con on the list here, motherfuckers, this shit's too easy to get, okay? Now, I know I mentioned that it's easy to get as a pro, but it's almost too easy, so it's a double-edged sword, because how I look at it is this. When there's a substance that you're using, there has to be a fair balance, right? So if something's really good, you have to be, you have to go to a lot of work to get it, in my opinion. If something's good, you got to work to get it, With drugs, for example, it's like weed. If I want weed, I got to work to go get my weed. But I can't just smoke it anywhere. It's stinky. With DXM, it's very different, okay? I can go to Walgreens right now. I can go to the corner store right now, grab any bottle of cough meds legally, walk home, no legal risk whatsoever. I can walk down the street and slam this shit. Nobody can tell me otherwise as long as I'm 18. And it's just too easy. It's too easy, in my opinion, that it becomes kind of dangerous, you know? With other drugs, it's not like that to an extent, you know? It's not that easy, but with DXM, it's literally that fucking easy. Like, this shit's legal all the way through to the end, you know? You're not going to go to jail for that. The next thing that is on the cons list, there's no benefit. Like, there's no actual benefit to using DXM. And let me explain what I mean by that. So, with substances like LSD and such, the benefit that you kind of get is, you know, on acid, you get like these trips where you think and you look back and maybe you change something about the way you think or yourself. You know, something sticks with you from that experience that could impact you positive or negative. DXM, it's not like that. Like, you don't really get anything to take out of it. You don't wake up the next day and think back about that impactful DXM high you had. That doesn't happen. You probably don't remember a ton of it because you just felt like an idiot the whole time. Or there's just not much to remember. You know, you don't get anything out of it, if that makes sense. And last but not least, more often than not, I ended up throwing up off DXM, and that's mainly because the methods of ingesting it typically suck, because you either have to take a pill that probably has a bunch of other additives that are probably going to make you vomit, or drink some really shitty tasting syrup. So there's really no good way, unless you want to do some crazy ass shit, to get a good, convenient DXM ingestion. Like, it just sucks through and through. So overall, you know, after carefully reviewing, contacting the review board, getting some confirmed scores here, it looks like we're going to be ending DXM with a 2.9. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's okay. All right. That's a 2.9 out of 10, everybody. That is a low score. Now, it's not the lowest we've ever had, but that's fucking down there. So overall, avoid this. That's a no. Avoid this. DXM is a thumbs down from me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Get ready for the video tomorrow. It's a banger. We're doing daily uploads in July. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.